Tonight, we uncover 3 mysteries that remain unsolved, leaving behind more questions than answers. First, Inspector Kane investigates the disturbing death of Kendrick Johnson, a case filled with missing evidence, mysterious injuries, and a possible cover-up. Then, Ayla takes us inside Eastern State Penitentiary, one of America's most haunted prisons, where the spirits of former inmates are said to still roam its decaying halls. Finally, Detective Gaspar unravels the baffling disappearance of Bryce Laspisa, a college student who crashed his car in the dead of night and vanished without a trace. These are stories of crime, hauntings, and disappearances. Let's begin.
I'm Inspector Kane, and tonight, we dive into one of the most disturbing and controversial cases of modern times, the death of Kendrick Johnson. What was ruled as a tragic accident quickly became a web of unanswered questions, conflicting evidence, and accusations of a cover-up. Was his death truly an accident, or was someone hiding the truth? Let's investigate. On January 11, 2013, Kendrick Johnson, a 17-year-old high school student, was found dead inside a rolled-up gym mat at Lowndes High School in Valdosta, Georgia. His body was discovered upside down in the mat, his feet barely visible. Authorities quickly ruled it an accident, but what followed turned this case into one of the most controversial deaths in recent history. According to the official story, Kendrick had been reaching for his gym shoes, which were inside the rolled-up mat, and got stuck. Unable to free himself, he supposedly suffocated. But almost immediately, Kendrick's family refused to accept this explanation, and with good reason. When Kendrick's body was removed from the mat, investigators noticed severe swelling and bruising on his face. His parents demanded a second autopsy, and the results were horrifying. Kendrick's body had been stuffed with newspaper. His organs were missing. The school's surveillance footage only made the case more suspicious. The tapes from the gym were heavily edited. Crucial moments were either missing or distorted. How could an accident happen in the middle of a school day with no witnesses? Even more disturbing, 2 brothers, Brian and Brandon Bell, were rumored to be involved. Their father was an FBI agent, and some believe this connection led to the case being covered up. However, despite speculation, they were never officially charged. Years passed, but the Johnson family refused to give up. Multiple lawsuits, new forensic reports, and pressure from activists forced authorities to reopen the case in 2021. But even now, the official stance remains that Kendrick's death was a tragic accident. Yet, the holes in the case remain glaring: his missing organs, the manipulated footage, the injuries that don't align with the official story. The Johnson family continues to demand justice, believing the truth is still being hidden. So was Kendrick's death truly a bizarre accident? Or was there a deeper conspiracy at play? Kendrick Johnson's case remains one of the most haunting modern mysteries. Despite multiple investigations, the truth is still debated. An accident or something far more sinister? That's a question we may never fully answer. But now, let's step away from crime and enter a place that holds the spirits of its own dark past: Eastern State Penitentiary.
After Inspector Kane closes another unresolved case, the chilling questions linger, but there's no time to pause. Now we step into a world of shadows and whispers as Ayla takes the lead. She's ready to explore a mysterious location steeped in eerie legends and spine-tingling tales. Are you brave enough to follow her into the unknown? Let's uncover the secrets of this haunted place. Let's go.
I'm Ayla, and tonight we enter one of America's most haunted locations, Eastern State Penitentiary. Built as a place of punishment and reform, this abandoned prison is now filled with eerie whispers, shadowy figures, and ghostly footsteps. What lingers inside these cold, decaying walls? Let's step inside and find out. Eastern State Penitentiary was built in Philadelphia in 1829, designed to be a new kind of prison, one that focused on solitary confinement as a way to force criminals to reflect on their actions. Instead of overcrowded cells, prisoners were kept alone for 23 hours a day, with nothing but silence and their own thoughts. This extreme isolation drove many inmates insane. Reports of mental breakdowns, self-harm, and eerie wailing filled the halls. Some say the prison itself absorbed the suffering of its inmates, creating a dark energy that never left. One of the most infamous prisoners was Al Capone, the legendary gangster. During his stay, Capone claimed to hear the ghostly cries of James Clark, one of the men killed in the St. Valentine's Day massacre. Capone reportedly woke up screaming every night, convinced he was being haunted. The most haunted spot in the prison is cell block 12, where countless visitors have reported hearing whispers and screams echoing through the empty halls. Some even claim to have seen shadowy figures darting between cells. Another terrifying location is death row, where prisoners awaited execution. Paranormal investigators have recorded strange voices, doors slamming shut, and unseen hands tugging at their clothing in this area. One of the most well-documented spirits is that of a guard who once worked at the prison. Many visitors have seen a dark figure pacing the hallways, only for it to vanish into thin air. Today, Eastern State is a museum offering haunted tours that attract thrill seekers from around the world. Even skeptics have walked away disturbed by what they've experienced inside. So, is Eastern State simply an abandoned prison with a dark history? Or does something supernatural truly remain within its walls? Eastern State Penitentiary remains a chilling monument to suffering and punishment. Whether it's restless spirits or the echoes of its brutal past, one thing is certain, it's not a place for the faint of heart. But now, let's turn to a modern mystery. A young man who vanished in the dead of night, leaving behind nothing but questions. This is the case of Bryce Laspisa.
Haunted places have always been shrouded in mystery with no clear answers to their eerie stories. While Ayla uses her extensive experience to explore and investigate these sites, it's time to move on to the next segment. Join Detective Gaspar as he dives into a strange and baffling case that will leave you questioning everything.
I'm Detective Gaspar, and tonight, we investigate one of the most baffling missing person cases in recent years. The disappearance of Bryce Laspisa, a college student, a strange road trip, and a car crash that led to nothing. Where did Bryce go? And why did he leave behind everything he knew? Let's break it down. On August 30th, 2013, 19-year-old Bryce Laspisa was driving home from Sierra College in California to visit his parents, but something was off. Bryce had been acting strangely for days, giving away personal belongings, breaking up with his girlfriend, and telling his parents he had something important to talk about. Instead of driving straight home, Bryce spent over 13 hours parked near a rural highway, doing nothing. Witnesses saw him sitting inside his car, staring blankly into the distance. At 2 a.m., Bryce's car was found crashed near Castaic Lake, its back window shattered. But Bryce was nowhere to be found. His phone, wallet, and keys were still inside. Rescue teams searched the lake, nearby hills, and roads, but no trace of Bryce was ever found. His parents desperately hoped he had walked away voluntarily, but years later, no credible sightings have surfaced. Many theories exist. Was Bryce planning his own disappearance? Was he suffering from a psychotic break? Or did he fall victim to an accident or foul play? Despite countless searches and media coverage, his fate remains unknown. His family continues to hope that one day he will return. Bryce Laspisa's disappearance remains one of the most puzzling missing person cases in modern history. A young man, a wrecked car, and then nothing. Where did Bryce go? And why? Maybe one day we'll have the answers. But for now, these mysteries remain unsolved.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. Each time, we dive into chilling true crime cases, eerie haunted places, and baffling missing person stories. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment with your thoughts. I'd love to hear your opinion. Stay tuned for more mysteries in the next episode.